purposes of re-election, I pray, of course, you'll be re-elected. But when it comes to national leadership, it's a different ballgame altogether. President William Ruto is the president of the people. And when it comes to, for example, preparedness on matters Ebola, let me tell you, the institutions, KEMRI leadership, we have seen KEMRI even do spot checks at the various border, the border points and ports of entry, and even scaling up our research in collaboration with the CDC Africa for purposes of ensuring that we are able, as a country, to fight off diseases. KEMSA, you mentioned KEMSA and even the KEMSA chair. KEMSA is well prepared with medical and non-medical supplies in case they are needed, just in case, for example, there is a critical outbreak, a pandemic, and even in this case, as we prepare to counter Ebola, in case there is any Ebola in the country. Yesterday, there was mention of a scare of Ebola patient on Kiambu Road. I mean, it was just a scare, because verification and verified data indicates that actually there is no patient whose status of Ebola has been confirmed as positive. And people are just becoming alarmists. So I can speak firmly and clearly that KEMSA and KEMSA leadership is prepared. The Ministry of Health prepared as much and as well to ensure that in case of anything, supplies, because government...
For Kenyans.
But
it's not related to this quarantine, and I think it was in that relation that Gogoy was bringing up. Not in relation to this quarantine centers being set up.
But you see, is Jaffa's aware?
It is a devolved function.
Are you aware? But
there is something called Global Health Security Initiative, where there is cooperation between governments or among governments for purposes of mitigating health challenges in a region, globally, etc. The cooperation between Kenya and, for example, the US, Kenya and the UK, on various fronts, whether it's health, whether it's security. We have got, for example, Batuk, cooperation between Kenya and the UK on training of our soldiers in Nanyuki. Cooperation is a thing that we must always embrace, because left to our own devices, as a country, we may not be
left to your own devices as a country. You have not had one confirmed case of Ebola since 1976, and let's end there. Left to your own devices, you've been able to do it well on your own as Kenya for 50 years. And
God
the hope is
side.
that the change will not come with these new developments. But that's a conversation for another time. I think it's clear some of the things that have come out this morning. Thank you very much, both gentlemen, for joining us today. We've had a conversation, Game Plan 2027. Who is actually speaking for the voice of the people? Javas Bigambo and Onesimus Ngogoyo. Asante sana for being